this glorious day, and what perfect weather we have today to celebrate this long-awaited opening and ribbon cutting for West Walnut. I've had the privilege of witnessing the tail end of this project and the second half of construction, but it has certainly been my honor to see the construction happening at the end of this project and knowing how much the investment has happened, not only from what you see, but what's happened underground and what you can't see to the infrastructure below. But I'm gonna quickly turn the mic over to the folks who were at the early stages of making this project happen, and the folks who had the vision, who worked with all the folks here. We have a few people up here, but we all know that it takes a whole city, a whole group of people to make a project like this happen. So I'm very quickly going to introduce you to City Commissioner Joe Wise to open us up.
It was over a decade ago that I had been appointed to the Johnson City Regional Planning Commission, and the chairman missed a meeting, and somehow I ended up chairing a meeting where an angry mob showed up in the lobby at City Hall to protest the rezoning of a piece of property right behind me. What had happened, the Chamber of Commerce had owned that piece of property and had a big vision for how it might be converted to a different use. And then circumstances in the economy changed, and that particular vision at that particular moment wasn't possible. And so the zoning request we were being asked to vote on was one that would result in that building being torn down and apartments replacing it. And sometimes you get asked questions in a public role that are the question you get asked, not the question you wish you were asked. And so sometimes the answers you give are the answers to the question, not the answers that you really envision for your future. And so for those folks who came out to that meeting now over a decade ago, there was a sense that what we wanted as a community for West Walnut Street was something more than that. And today we come to the end, the fruition of that vision. And so folks from the neighborhood here at the Tree Streets, the community, the university, the downtown, all came together to discuss what would Walnut Street look like. Remember, this had been an industrial corridor. These were foundries and plants. And so we were envisioning a very different environment where a resurgent downtown and a vibrant regional university would come together. And now, through private and public partnerships, we have the Ash Street Courthouse restored and repurposed. We have the mill repurposed in a way that was only possible through the vision of the folks at Summers Taylor. And we can see how something has happened here that if we had just waited for other people to ask the question, would have never been possible. Because we chose to ask the questions about what Johnson City would look like, and we chose the answers, and we stand here today celebrating the evidence of that result. And so I want to thank those who served on the task force. If you were on the Walnut Street task force, would you wave your hand? I know there's a couple up here, but there's several, Tracy and David LaFemin, and I think Hal Hunter might be here somewhere. All of those people committed countless hours back in 2013 or 14 or 15, I don't remember now. It's over 10 years ago. But I want to thank each of them for their commitment. I want to thank Summers Taylor, both for their investment in the mill, but also for the quality of the work we stand on today, and countless city departments. The infrastructure that came out from underneath this road was over a century old. The water lines, the sewer lines, etc. Think about that. That's a pretty good investment if you get 100 years out of that infrastructure, but it was time. And I just want to thank everybody for being here as we celebrate a significant milestone in our community. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce, I mentioned earlier that it's incredible to have the partnerships we have, but we also have great partnerships within our governmental agencies. So it's my pleasure to introduce our County Commissioner Jody Jones.
Thank you. I'm Jody Jones, and I'm a county commissioner, and this is my district, but I also am a Tree Streets resident and speaking, I think today on behalf of my neighborhood. This is my son, Julian. He's almost 18, and he was born in our house, which is right up the street here, about 3 blocks, on Ernest. We've been in that house 20 years this year, and I hope you'll indulge me in having him with me at the podium. I want him to remember this day. Gosh, this street is a beauty. And if I had just walked into Johnson City today for the first time, I'd say, wow, this is really beautiful. But knowing what it took to make a place like this, being here for the whole adventure of it, the experience of my community participating with the city toward a shared vision, it gives this place not just an exterior beauty, but imbues it with a deeply personal sense of connection. Its beauty is not just to my eyes, it resonates in my heart. When I look around, I have the feeling I was a part of this. And so were many of my neighbors, downtown residents, business owners, and a decade of city leaders and employees who feel now that they are a part of this too. And young people like my son, who grew up alongside the evolution of this project, he participated in it too. We all feel a part of it. A key argument to our community's fight to save the model mill, I think I was referred to as a mob member earlier, was that before such a big project could happen on this cornerstone property, we felt that a comprehensive plan for Walnut Street was needed. And the city agreed, and so I feel like it was about a decade ago, this guy would have been maybe 7 or 8 years old, that the city started to work with the community and business owners here for a vision, the beginning of such a strong partnership that spanned many years, survived the pandemic to this day. I can remember being in those first vision meetings with the poster board and the stickers and all that stuff, and looking at, could we get a bicycle lane? And could we have a street that's walkable? And could we have it with slower traffic controls and accessible storefronts? And we talked about all of the things that we are seeing here today. It really did bring tears to my eyes to walk down here this morning. We have a ways to go, but we've definitely set a clear tone and tenor for what we want to come next. And so from Julian and I and my husband and my mom and many neighbors I see here in the audience, thank you, Johnson City, for sticking to your plan in spite of the challenges, the pandemic, the rising costs, the underground architecture, to name just a few. Thank you for doing your best to keep us informed and to keep going. Thank you for your bold efforts to restore the Ash Street Courthouse and the other significant historical and only public building on this street, and to UTSU for coming in with content that will engage our community and allow us to have access to that building. Thank you to the businesses, new and old, for sticking with it, for getting creative, and for making personal sacrifices to continue to hold space in this place. The businesses on the street are really what hold the key to upholding the vision for this corridor, and these small storefronts that keep it walkable, that look at multi-use and infill, and that offer a wide range of goods and services for the people who live here, and third spaces where we can meet. This built environment stakes out our values for getting to know one another, meeting up in person, and community engagement. I think these are things we need right now. And so, I can't see what more will take hold here. Thank you to all. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. And as Commissioner Jones said, it is the businesses, and the businesses have definitely struggled the most during this. If you're a business owner along this section corridor, can you please raise your hand? Thank you. You all have definitely had the most difficult time during this period. You all have endured. You've made it through the hardest part, and now
hopefully it's your time to flourish and to reap the rewards of what you see before you. And in doing so, we want to pay honor and tribute to you by having a few of you come up and speak about your hope and vision for what's to come. And we would love to have that done by Ernest Campbell of Ernest Campbell Development.
A few years back, our church got a new minister. The minister had a daughter, and they were riding down this street, and she saw Ernest, and she saw Campbell Street, and she went up to her dad and said, "Ernest Campbell, man, he must be famous. He's got 2 streets named after him." The preacher said he's not hardly that old. My business is right down the street, and I am Ernest Campbell, and I had nothing to do with naming these streets. And I promised when I was asked to speak, and I promised that I wouldn't speak anywhere near as long as it took to complete this project. I want to thank, especially working with the city, as my business and several other businesses have access during this construction. We had to deal with a lot of issues, but the great thing about it is now when we see a water truck, it's not watering down dust to control the dust, it's watering flowers, shrubs, and beautiful baskets. We see red trucks and the various different colors. We now associate that with progress rather than the construction itself. When we see yellow painting on the street, we think of yellow streets as opposed to yellow caution tape. When this was going on, we had several businesses that were really concerned about losing business and losing access. And we called Jack Cox, Tom Seaton, and myself, and a handful of others, Mr. Majesty from the dry cleaners, and we started having some concerns, and we voiced those concerns to Alicia Summers, and we said we need to try to figure out a way to coordinate some of this where it is not such a burden on all the businesses. So we started meeting on a regular basis. Started out in my office, we quickly outgrew that, and Bob Cantler offered us the chamber. The city engineers, public works people, water sewer people, Bright Ridge people, they would come and give us updates on what was going on. And the net result is we were able to keep our businesses open. We only lost a couple of businesses and hated to see Peggy Ann's go, but it helped me lose 10 pounds. We lost 1 Acre Cafe, but that was quickly replaced with Jeremiah. We got Ruby Grover's open and going well. We have the firehouse. We have a number of flourishing restaurants here. I just remodeled one of the buildings behind us, 331 West Walnut. It's now on the market, and we're really thankful to see this project completed. And I want to say a special thanks to Summers Taylor. I know that they couldn't have faced more difficulties than they did given the circumstances. We had a lien thrown in the mix, and we've talked enough about that in the last couple of weeks. But I'm just thankful to have this done, and thank you all for what you've done for my business and all the other businesses on West Walnut Street. Thank you.
It is my honor, and I think I gained 10 pounds during this by eating at Firehouse Barbecue, but I do want to turn it over to Tom Seaton, who really worked hard and stayed with it and was also a big supporter of the city during this transition. Tom?
Boy, we are all glad to see this day, aren't we, in the completion of this great project and what it's going to mean to our community. We're also thankful to all of you and all the community that showed up and supported all these businesses so we could stay in business. We appreciate that. Thanks to all those at the city for their vision and commitment to take on this project. You know, it's been talked about for a long, long time. I don't know if Phil Pinzola's here. Thank you, Phil, for your vision in helping to push this project and get it on the board. Thanks to Summers Taylor for the great product that they've delivered. It's definitely exceeded our expectations. I also want to express a special thanks to Wallace McCullough and also Reese Westmoreland. Reese, are you here? Where are you at, Reese? I'll tell you what, we've gotten to know each other real well. As well as many superintendents that Summers Taylor I've become real good friends with. But these folks have responded to our concerns and our needs and helped us keep our businesses open. Can't tell you how much that means. The Firehouse has just finished our 45th year this past July, and we couldn't be any more excited about the future of West Walnut Street and the new development that has already happened and the new businesses that we all hear are coming. It's going to be great. It's great to look out and see the people walking, the strollers, the bikes, the scooters. I have that view from my office window, and we see it every day. It's really going to be great. We encourage everybody to come out and to check out Walnut Street, and I will tell you this, come at night. Drive down this street at night. We have enough lights, there's no doubt about that. But it's beautiful. Someone asked me from the engineering firm, do you see it doing what it was designed to do? And the answer is yes. It's calm traffic, it's slow traffic down, it's bringing people down to West Walnut, and it's going to create an environment for new business to open, and Johnson City and the regions are really going to be proud of this. Thank you so much.
In closing, before we do the ribbon cutting, I want to also acknowledge our city commissioners that are here, Ms. Jenny Brock, Commissioner Brock, and Dr. Todd Fowler. Thank you for being here. I would also like to express my sincere, I think it's some city employees have been mentioned, but there are several city employees. I want to personally say thank you to Randy Trivett, who led this project through and did a lot of hard work and heavy lifting on the part of the city manager's office. I want to do a huge shout out on his retirement, which I think is coming up. His official retirement date is coming up, which has made it very difficult and challenging for the city. But we're gonna continue to make him proud. So thank you, Randy. And I also want to say, I think Commissioner Jones said this. Thank you to ETSU, who've occupied this building, made great partners for us. Yes, thank you to the folks who stuck it out. And I want to say, just welcome to Walnut, West Walnut, or welcome to Walnut. We invite everyone to come back tomorrow. We're going to have a huge celebration from 4 to 9. We're going to have vendors here. We're going to have businesses that are open. We're going to have a huge celebration. We want to introduce you to what this actually looks like. And as Mr. Seaton said, what it looks like at night. So it's going to be open past dark, and we want you to be here. We also have some food here available to eat, so we hope that you'll stay here and enjoy afterwards and talk to some of the businesses about what they're doing. So at this point in time, if you have a pair of scissors, we're going to do the official ribbon cutting, so please come on up. Yes, if you were on the task force, please come up to join us in the ribbon cutting. We also want to recognize LDA. I think they're coming up for the ribbon cutting. And I may say this won a state award, so we want to recognize that as well.
Do we have Bob Cantler to tell us how to do it? Where's Bob Cantler? Tell us how to do it.
Come on, Grant. I think you were on the task force, right?
I'm waiting for Keisha to tell me what to do.
Everybody?
Hold on. Fake cut for pictures like we
Count it down.
Hold on, let's get the holding it in place pick. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'll get out of your way. Well, technology. Let's try that again. There we go.
You count it down, JT, when you're ready.
Okay, let me get one and everybody holding still. All right, Nick, am I out of your way like this?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Cut that thing.